Today I'm going to demonstrate finger knitting. It's a wonderful portable project because all you need is your yarn in your hands. And you start with making a slip knot. Lay the yarn across your palm with the end in your palm and the working end of the yarn running around the back side of your index finger. Wrap it around your index and middle finger, creating an X. Then reach under the X and pull the working yarn through. You notice I'm holding onto my tail. Then slide your fingers out and pull everything tight. And there's a slip knot. And we'll place that slip knot on our index finger so that it's snug but not tight. Then we'll wrap around our fingers, keeping them fairly close together, coming under, over, and around, under, over, and around, under, over, and around. And there's our basic setup. To start working, we're just going to lay the yarn across our fingers and lift each loop on each finger over the working yarn. This first stitch we'll need to tighten up a little bit, and then we just continue working the loops over the yarn until we reach the index finger. And then you just reverse the process. Working towards the pinky finger. And there's your second row. You don't have to pull tight on the yarn, just keep it snug. And just continue working from your pinky to your index and from your index to your pinky. And you'll start creating your knitted piece. And I'll be back in a little bit to show you some more. As you can see, I've got several rows done, and it's making a very nice knitted cord. It will have a tendency to curl in on itself, so you get more of a tube rather than a flat piece, but you could flatten it out if you wanted it to be flatter. You'll notice that up here at the top, it doesn't quite look the same as it does further down. It has these big holes in it, and that's easily remedied by just giving a quick tug, and that redistributes the yarn and evens out all of your stitches. So it looks more like true knitting. If you want to take a break and you're not sure what to do with all of your knitting, grab a pointed stick, something like a skewer, a straw. Even though that's not pointed, it works fine. Mechanical pencil, ballpoint pen. You don't want to use a sharpened pencil or a stick pen because you don't want to get ink or pencil on your yarn or your fingers. I'm using a manicure stick, and you just slip each loop off of your fingers onto your stick. And you have them all organized, and you can set them down and come back to it later. When you want to start again, make sure that the front side of the knitting is facing the back of your fingers, and just start putting the loops right back on in the order you took them off. If you're not sure where your yarn was, as long as the front of your knitting is facing the back of your fingers, you'll be perfect. Some of the loops might have collapsed a little bit, so you might have to pull a little bit to get them wide enough to get your fingers back in. And you're ready to start knitting again. I'll be back in a little while to show you how to finish off your knitting so you can sew the ends together.